Good morning. And the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, guys. Hella early, 45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about power. In part because today I'm feeling powerful. So thanks for being here. If you're new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy, using joy itself as a technology to move us towards our goals, dreams, and aspirations. And or you can also simply subscribe here by hitting that subscribe button, getting all these videos for free. I did say free, one, two, three, four, free, and learn more about us. Have me come out, speak to your group, school, or organization. All right. If you are new um, or watching the first time through reruns online, allow me to say a few words about myself first. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author of the recently Pulitzer Prize nominated Animating Black and Brown Liberation, a Theory of American Literatures. If you are a meditating, visualizing, praying person, meditate, visualize, pray for your boy. We'd love to win that Pulitzer Prize for the community. It'd be a great boon to this whole community here. So thank you for that support. Um, I am also the board president of a wonderful nonprofit here in Los Angeles' Crenshaw District called The World Stage. 7 days a week of extraordinary programming around jazz, education, literature, literacy. We have a World Stage Press. I mean, I can go on. Go to the worldstage.org to see about us. It's a really great nonprofit. Support it if you can. Um, I should also say that my educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, master's, UCLA, and PhD in English Lit at the University of California at Riverside. Go Highlanders. I don't, again, I say these things not to brag or boast, but I say them because people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity, given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was sexually assaulted at age 16. As a result of that assault, gave birth to me at age 17, then subsequently gave me up for adoption when I turned a month old. So, at the time, to an amazing single divorcee, yet at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. As Cool Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, we are knowing that many people in their own lane can have their own level of productivity. We just believe that and know it to be true. Um, and as a result, that inspires me personally to do this work and inspires this show as well, because we know it's not where you're from, it's where you're about to go. So let's dive into the topic. So today we're talking about power. You know, at times power gets a bad rep, and for good reason, because people who've had much power have done bad things, like the current occupant of the White House is using his power to do a lot of bad stuff, obviously. Um, and so power gets a bad rep and bad rap at times. And so we want to point one is you want to really think about what you think about, have some metacognitive work on your ideas around power. I know that again because of the history of power usage, and especially if you've had to suffer under someone else, suffer as a result of someone else having power over you. I've had that experience before. Not good, or people using their power for ill gain, or using their power to just do wrong, and you happen to get caught up in that power vacuum. I mean, it does not feel good. So as a result, we can at times have negative ideas about power. So point one is you want to think about what you think about power, and really ultimately identify how power can help you. That's point one. Point two, once you kind of think through that about how power can help you, you then want to think about, listen, how you can begin to accrue power, how you can get some, right? Someone's going to have power, someone's going to have power. Someone has power right now over our lives, over our country, over the world in some ways, over our health, over our safety. Um, and as a result, we know that at times they haven't done the best with that power. I am saying, what if you had the power? What if someone who is driven and corrected by kind of a moral anchor? I know people in my life, and that's my story of late, the last few years, people who've had power over me in odd, crazy ways, interesting ways at times, have not been ethical, have not have no, at times, have literally have no oral anchor. They'll do anything, And I happen to get caught up in anything they were doing, and it created an extraordinary amount of havoc and pain in my life. So I know a lot about this topic. Uh, but what if we had power? Folks who are concerned about ethical behavior. I mean, again, no one's perfect. We're not trying to judge people or trying to make it seem like we are um, better than anyone else. However, some of us actually do believe that integrity is real and that operating in good faith is real and that having ethical behavior and having an attitude of treating others the way that you want to be treated, that's a real thing for many of us. And I know that with power, we will employ our power with those guiding principles. So I much rather have someone like myself, frankly, with power than some of these other mugs who are in power. I'm just keeping it real right now. And I would also like to have people who I know who are like that, like Dwight Tribble or other people who I know who have ethical mooring to have more power in the world because when the folks who have ethical boundaries are in power, things just go better for everybody. Which goes into point three. When you, and we are claiming you in this case, when you accrue your power, when you get your power, you're going to bring so much service, so much good service to yourself, of course, but also your family, friends, and I'll call it the spheres of influence. I would call it the community for myself, but your spheres of influence, the folks you have impact over. Because A, you'll be able to serve more people acting ethically, but you'll also inspire people to know um, that you can do right and be right at the same time. All right, that's part of the drama and the sadness and the tragedy of the current White House occupant is that he appears to be winning on the foundation of utter lying, betrayal, and vindictiveness. It's extraordinary, and he's having victory. And what that does, and it makes sense, that people see that and think, oh, that's the roadmap. That's the blueprint. You see that certainly on the right, the GOP. Tomorrow is our primary vote here in California, so people are talking a great deal about politics, of course. And the current occupant of the White House has been. I mean, obviously, I mean we know this. Even those who support him know he's been lying, cheating, deceiving. I mean, it's not hard to see, but they look at his, as we say in the neighborhood, his wrong and strong attitude, and that's their blueprint. Or we can lie, cheat, steal, whatever, undermine American institutions. I mean, it doesn't even matter. The judiciary, the Congress. I mean, wow, and it's working for them. So they begin to replicate that behavior, and then that begins to be the new normal for them. But also, other people begin to see that as well, who are not like that. But they think, well, if it takes that, I'll do it to win. So I mean, the impact of that behavior is it's long ranging and it's terrible. So we need people who are ethical to win, people who are about love to win, people who are about justice to win, so we can begin to demonstrate because people do respond to things like what's going to work for them in their lives. And right now, it appears, at least in the short term, to much of the world, that lying, cheating, deceiving, xenophobia, homophobia, and racism works when you have power. And that's a sad testimony, but that's just where we're at. So we can navel gaze, which I've certainly done quite a bit, and then that's okay for a little bit, and then we have to get up and go get the work done and go win, so we can show that the people who are ethical, who want to do something right for the planet, who are about love, that you can also win with love. And that's what I'm claiming. That one love, is God, is spirit, and that one love is winning. It's even winning now. But the appearances don't make it seem as if that is the case, which has an impact in the world around us. So power, when used by folks who are about one love and love in general, helps everyone else because they see that the love vibration can win. Boom! Goes the dynamite. That's all we have for today's show. Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Yeah. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces. Oh, I'm also offering a memoir writing workshop. Look for that at the World Stage starting in late March. I'll tell you more. Deuces.